Hi friends, every person has certain lifespan. If that person dies after completion of the lifespan, then he may reach either heaven or hell, or again he take birth either in human form or any other forms based on his previous deeds. But that death is called natural death. But if a person dies before his lifespan, for example, if a person commits suicide, or if a person is murdered, or if he has any accidental death, or if a person dies with desires, unfulfilled desires, he may turn to be a ghost, a spirit, it is believed. So, a ghost can't go anywhere, it just wanders in air and it doesn't have body. As it doesn't have body, it takes some other's body and tries to fulfill its desires. Based on that, we have a story, one interesting story. Let us know the story.
Once lived a lady named Sundari with her husband, children, and her mother-in-law. She was very responsible in performing all her duties and won the favor of everyone in her family. Everyone was attracted by her beauty besides her good behavior. But someone made her restless. Who was that someone? Let's know. A man dressed as a saint used to come to their house saying, Bhavati Bhikshandehi. Sundari could not tolerate his presence. She approached her mother-in-law and said, Ma, please send that beggar away. Why, my dear? He looks like a saint. If we give him some food, he will go, said mother-in-law. I don't know. Whenever he comes to our house, I am becoming restless, said Sundari sadly. Mother-in-law went out and said, We all are busy. Please go to others' house. That bhikshu saw Sundari's husband and called him. I want to talk to you personally. Just spare a few minutes with me, said he. Sundari's husband followed him. Bhikshu took him to an isolated place and asked, How is your relationship with your wife? I like my wife the most. Why are you asking me that question? Sundari's husband asked with a quizzical look. Haven't you ever found abnormality in her behavior? Bhikshu asked. Did you call me to ask such irrelevant questions? Sundari's husband said, a bit irritated. In fact, she is a good wife, good mother, and good daughter-in-law. At first, she arranges food for us and then only she eats. Is this information enough for you? He continued. Don't misunderstand me. It's only for your sake I'm asking. Doesn't she eat food with you all? Normally, in an ideal family, all sit together and eat food, said Bhikshu. Only in that aspect she looks different. She locks herself while eating, said her husband. If you don't mind, I want to say something about Sundari. The one whom you are thinking as your wife is not your wife. What do you mean? If not my wife, who is she? He said angrily. You just see what she is eating without being known to her, said Bhikshu and left. Some suspicion was created in the mind of Sundari's husband. While she locked herself for eating, he peeped through the hole of the door and was shocked. In her wife's place, some gigantic figure was found eating two hens, holding them in both of her hands. The next day, Bhikshu came to their house saying, Bhikshandehi. Without being noticed by her, he followed Bhikshu. Again they reached the same place. He said in a sorrowful voice, What you said is true. She is not my wife. Who is that gigantic figure eating hens? People are complaining about their missing hens. Did any spirit possess my wife? I can't live without my wife. Please tell some remedy and save my life. I beg you, he said. Don't worry, I know how to send possessed spirits away. Tomorrow I will come to your house getting all required items, said Bhikshu. The next day again he went and said, Bhavati Bhikshandehi. This time Sundari shouted loudly, I will see your end if you come again. Mother-in-law was shocked. What happened to my daughter-in-law? Even her hair was opened. Bhikshu drew a circle and uttered some words. Sundari became powerless, entered into the circle, rotating her head. Tell who you are. Why did you possess this innocent lady? Asked Bhikshu. She laughed bitterly. This lady? I possessed her body when she died at the age of 8 years. She started narrating her previous birth. I was born into a wealthy family and was married with another wealthy businessman. I wasn't beautiful, so my husband did not like me. He married another girl. My dreams of getting children was not fulfilled. He didn't hesitate to kill me. I was murdered and was looking for a chance in burial ground. That time this lady whom you think as Sundari was brought to that burial ground as dead body. Her age was 8 years. I possessed her body and fulfilled all my desires as a wife and mother. Sundari's parents were also there that time. They were shocked hearing this. Their daughter died when she was 8 years. When her body was placed to be cremated in the burial ground, suddenly she stood as if she was woken up. They thought Sundari got back her life. Very pathetic scene was created in the house. All realized it wasn't Sundari who died at the age of 8 years. Her body was possessed by a ghost. Bhikshu caught her hair, made knots, and sent that spirit into the knots and cut that knotted hair, thus relieved Sundari's body from the spirit. Later, her body was cremated. That is why it is believed that ghosts don't have body, so they possess the body of others and get their wishes fulfilled. Those who have unnatural deaths before their lifespan turn to be spirits without having a body. We just can't imagine how horrible the situation will be. Let's come with some other interesting topic in our next video. Till then, bye.